The Wood Beyond the World. Chapter 23. Of the peaceful ending of that wild day. Thereafter Walter led the maid down again, and said to her, "Now, sweet Ling, shall the story be told." "Nay, friend," she said, "not here. This place hath been polluted by my craven fear, and the horror of the vile wretch, of whom no words may tell his vileness. Let us hence and onward. Thou sayest I have once more come to life again. But," said he, "thou hast been hurt by the dwarf's arrow." She laughed and said, "Had I never had greater hurt from them than that, little had been the tale thereof. Yet whereas thou lookest dolorous about it, we will speedily heal it." Therewith she sought about, and found nigh the stream side certain herbs, and she spake words over them, and bade Walter lay them on the wound, which, forsooth, was of the least, and he did so, and bound a strip of his shirt about her arm, and then would she set forth. But he said, "Thou art all unshod, and but if that be seen to, our journey shall be stayed by thy footsoreness. I may make a shift to fashion thee brogues." She said, "I may well go barefoot, and in any case, I entreat thee that we tarry here no longer, but go away hence, if it be but for a mile." And she looked piteously on him, so that he might not gainsay her. So then they crossed the stream and set forward, when amidst all these haps the day was worn to mid-morning. But after they had gone a mile, they sat them down on a knoll under the shadow of a big thorn tree, within sight of the mountains. Then said Walter, "Now will I cut thee the brogues from the skirt of my buff coat, which shall be well meet for such work, and meanwhile shalt thou tell me thy tale." "Thou art kind," she said, "but be kinder yet, and abide my tale till we have done our day's work. For we were best to make no long delay here, because, though thou hast slain the king dwarf, yet there be others of his kindred, who swarm in some parts of the wood as the rabbits in a warren. Now true it is that they have but little understanding, less, it may be, than the very brute beasts, and that, as I said afore, unless they be set on our slot like to hounds, they shall have no inkling of where to seek us, yet might they happen upon us by mere misadventure. And moreover, friend," quoth she, blushing, "I would beg of thee some little respite, for though I scarce fear thy wrath any more, since thou hast been so kind to me, yet is there shame in that which I have to tell thee. Wherefore, since the fairest of the day is before us, let us use it all we may, and, when thou hast done me my new footgear, get us gone forward again." He kissed her kindly and yeset her asking. He had already fallen to work on the leather, and in a while had fashioned her the brogues. So she tied them to her feet, and arose with a smile and said, "Now am I hale and strong again, what with the rest, and what with thy loving kindness, and thou shalt see how nimble I shall be to leave this land, for as fair as it is. Since forsooth a land of lies it is, and of grief to the children of Adam." So they went their ways thence, and fared nimbly indeed, and made no stay till some 3 hours after noon, when they rested by a thicket side, where the strawberries grew plenty. They ate thereof what they would, and from a great oak hard by Walter shot him first one culver, and then another, and hung them to his girdle to be for their evening's meal. Sithence they went forward again, and naught befell them to tell of, till they were come, when as it lacked scarce an hour of sunset, to the banks of another river not right great but bigger than the last one. There the maid cast herself down and said, "Friend, no further will thy friend go this even. Nay, to say sooth, she cannot. So now we will eat of thy venison, and then shall my tale be, since I may no longer delay it, and thereafter shall our slumber be sweet and safe as I deem." She spake merrily now, and as one who feared nothing, and Walter was much heartened by her words and her voice, and he fell to and made a fire, and a woodland oven in the earth, and sithence dighted his fowl, and baked them after the manner of woodmen. And they ate, both of them, in all love, and in good liking of life, and were much strengthened by their supper. And when they were done, Walter eked his fire, both against the chill of the midnight and dawning, and for a guard against wild beasts, and by that time night was come, and the moon arisen. Then the maiden drew up to the fire, and turned to Walter and spake.